powerful. He's so vicious. Like his one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy. He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can stop. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and touch the waters.
Joe Rogan appeared visibly taken aback when Gervonta "TankDavis" walked into the press, setting ahead of his exhibition match with JakePaul rather than the sleek, compact figure fans are accustomed to. Davis looked noticeably more densely built, his frame carrying added bulk and sharper definition than expected. Rogan, who has seen countless elite athletes in peak condition, expressed genuine surprise, the kind of reaction reserved for moments when something exceeds even high expectations.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan.
Yeah.
That guy's so unusual.
Yeah.
His style's so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me, because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped it, but he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings,
Yeah.
he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's
Right.
so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early rounds. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option, that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence.
During the face-off that followed, Davis seemed to consciously downplay his new physical presence. Instead of flaunting muscle or striking intimidating poses, he maintained a relaxed posture, often crossing his arms or angling his body to partially obscure his torso. The subtle positioning appeared deliberate, perhaps intended to temper attention on his size or conceal just how much he has changed. Yet despite the effort, the transformation was impossible to ignore. Joe Rogan noted that Jake Paul's actions are primarily promotional. Rather than competitive, he explained that such matchups are designed to attract casual audiences and generate buzz through unusual pairings. According to Rogan, the surrounding betting, discussions, and spectacle serve more to create headlines than to reflect genuine sporting merit. He believes Jake Paul expertly uses boxing as a platform to sustain his celebrity and media relevance, even if the fights themselves lack traditional logic. GervontaDavis, a lightweight champion, typically competes around 135 lbs, while Jake Paul has fought closer to the cruiserweight limit in his previous bouts. For this exhibition, the agreed catchweight of 195 lbs came as a major surprise and was only confirmed after significant negotiation and speculation.
That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like,
But
doesn't bother me.
there's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
If I bet on it,
watching
the
it.
fuck
Is
out.
hard. Watching it with
Yeah.
people who are so in on it, and then also like, man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in.
Parasocial thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Because of the drastic size difference, the rules governing this exhibition bout are non-standard. For instance, both fighters will use 12-ounce gloves, which are heavier than those Davis normally wears in his weight class, further emphasizing the unconventional nature of the contest.
You were yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is by far the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
Due to the mismatch, the rules governing this exhibition fight are non-standard. For example, both fighters will use 12-ounce gloves, which are heavier than what Davis normally uses when fighting in his class.
Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird.
Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Said it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
Next dispute comes with gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby gloves. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Oh, so Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. And now he's fighting in 2 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. 40 punches only. And there's a reason. Because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At JakePaul's belly. Ooh. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But JakePaul for the win.
Calvin Ford, Davis's longtime trainer, expressed concern over this change, noting that heavier gloves may slightly reduce damage but also alter punch dynamics and defensive timing. He explained that such adjustments could disrupt Davis's usual rhythm, forcing him to adapt to an unfamiliar fighting tempo.
Only concern is, you know, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10. Tank fighting 8, so he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mismatch. It's supposed to be a tradition. What? You know, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these restrictions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tank don't really care, you know. So when I brought this up, he said, dang. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you know, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas reacted strongly to the face-off between JakePaul and GervontaDavis, highlighting the extreme size disparity. He remarked that Tank looked so small compared to Paul that he'd need a ladder just to touch Jake's chin.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters, you got to be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you got to think you're going 3 more because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good. But we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude. You know?
Yeah. Coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
Over time, JoeRogan has made it clear that he holds genuine respect for GervontaDavis, both for his skill and his rise within boxing. After Davis's knockout of Rolando Romero, Rogan praised him as a rising superstar capable of producing highlight reel moments with both precision and flair. Following Davis versus Ryan Garcia, Rogan described Davis's ring presence as terrifying, noting how quietly dangerous he can be, often starting cautiously before unleashing devastating precision and power.
Like that Ryan Garcia one, when JakePaul caught him with that left hook to the body. People were saying that he quit. He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body shot.
Body.
And he tried to come and he tried to take a step out that corner and didn't, not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body.
Oh
my God. A kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they get hit by a car.
Any kick.
Yeah.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like JakePaul.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through and you see the success that that hard work has created, and it can be a roadmap for your own.
There is growing speculation that GervontaDavis plans to retire after his exhibition bout with Jake Paul, driven primarily by a desire for financial security. Davis has openly expressed disillusionment with boxing, calling the sport dead and criticizing its lack of loyalty. Calvin Ford confirmed that Davis chose the Paul fight over more competitive rematches, purely for its financial incentive beyond money. There are strong indications that Davis is simply exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally. His recent comments suggest deep frustration and a readiness to walk away, emphasizing a wish to prioritize family and personal peace after years under the spotlight.
Band for band on what you make. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing. For sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. Can't even go back and forth with your soft ass. You'd rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be... Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sidelines.
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White also weighed in on the debate, asserting that Jake Paul, regardless of performance or hype, cannot be considered a legitimate boxing champion. White drew a clear line between exhibition or crossover fights and officially sanctioned championship contests. His remarks echo the sentiments of many professionals and enthusiasts who view Paul's ventures as entertainment rather than genuine competitive tests, reinforcing skepticism about the bout's authenticity.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. Started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him the thing, but he did not do that. Thinking makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Boxing commentator Showbiz acknowledged that despite its unconventional setup, the fight will likely attract massive viewership due to sheer public curiosity. However, TankDavis's remarks about potentially walking away from the sport have introduced uncertainty over whether the fight will actually happen. Meanwhile, his ongoing social media tension with Shakur Stevenson, particularly their heated exchanges on X, formerly Twitter, has only intensified the drama. The feud between the two fighters has fueled speculation and added an extra layer of unpredictability, blurring the line between sports competition and entertainment spectacle.